And welcome back to Fallout 4 Modded Playthrough. We're going to do something a little bit different today. First off, we're going to go do the ghoul problem in North Vegan Beach. And if we got enough time after that, we're going to finish up the castle. The reason why I'm doing this is because the final part of these missions, because they were given to us by Preston Garvey, is to talk to Preston Garvey. So I can talk to Preston Garvey hopefully before we do the castle mission and tell him, hey, I did this and I did this. Hopefully. Uh, but what we're going to do different, let me explain. I'm going to play Atomic Radio. I told you that there is musical interludes in it, and that will cause me to get a copyright strike. I also told you I have edited the music out. Now, anyone that makes YouTube videos knows that when you get a copyright strike and it's a song, you can edit it out. And it's actually YouTube that does the editing, and they do a really damn good job of removing the music and not taking out any other of the audio content. And right now, I still have my upload speed is crap for some strange reason. So right now, the two videos that I started uploading yesterday, actually three videos, two Fallout and one Hearts of Iron 4, are still uploading. They've been uploading for over 24 hours. So by the time I upload this video and schedule it, there should be enough time for the copyright strike to hit and for everything to be edited out. So if there's a few days of delay between the videos, that's the reason why. But anyways, let's start with Atomic Radio because this stuff is really awesome and I want you guys to hear it.
Gosh, Molly, you sure are good at shooting. I haven't seen you miss the bullseye once.
Oh, Ted, I'm not normally this good. I just happen to be on my period.
Your period? What's that?
It's something all girls my age have to go through. It means blood is coming out of my uterus, which in turn increases my aggression and focus.
Golly, I wish I could have my period soon. I'm a lousy shot.
Ted, you can't have a period.
Why not?
Because you're a boy. Menstruation.
That's a little bit of sample of Atomic Radio. It's absolutely crazy and it's definitely has the Fallout 4 1950s vibe to it, the Cold War vibe, which was obviously a hot war in the game, but we won't get into that. The writing and the voice acting is brilliant, and that's the reason why I'm playing it, and that's the reason why I love this mod. And as I said, they actually explain to you how you can incorporate your own music into their interludes because they don't actually say what the music is. So if you're a Fallout 4 player and you would like to do something like that, It's probably funny
Remember, got
business.
two spots in the list for tomorrow. Gonna be a great race. No! Do it yourself!
Ugh, that guy. He burns me up.
Don't get angry. Bill's having a tough time. He's upset. Emotionally upset. Just like a baby.
Well, he shouldn't be. The man's over 40 years old.
I realize that, but he can't help it. He's mentally ill. In his heart.
How true that is. People who overreact to minor situations may be emotionally ill. It's not because they want to be. It's because they have to be. But remember, these people can be saved. Sometimes it comes in the form of a sympathetic ear, or general human kindness. Other times it comes in the form of professional help, like therapy or a mental institution. When that time comes, Parsons State Insane Asylum is here to help. Our technicians are fully trained in the latest mental health techniques to guide your loved ones on the path to wellness. Stop by our facilities and get a tour of the campus today.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM
You're with the
station
Minutemen,
in
right?
all of Boston.
The Minutemen are always happy to help.
The year was
What did you need?
1842.
A pack of feral ghouls have holed up nearby.
Somewhere west of the
Some of
Colorado.
them have started wandering out
Deadlands, they
lately.
call them.
If more of them
Reasons
start
that will
wandering
always
out this
keep on
way,
the
we
outside
may
and
be overrun.
heartbreaking for those
We
left
need
in.
someone to clear them out.
Somewhere deep in those deadlands, there was a town without a name. And there was
I'm
a
on
reason
it.
for that, too.
It's as good as done.
I'll be
See,
glad
for
to
any
have them
traveler,
gone.
A name is something timeless. A marker you can put on your map and find decades later. A name is a promise. A sign at the door that meant shelter from the dust storms and a card game at the saloon. But whatever name was given to this accursed strip of land, it came and went before the ink went dry. That's because it was a town run by outlaws for outlaws, and whatever promises they made were left unspoken. So when the stranger walked into that saloon, no one took notice. Not the painted ladies doing their nightly rounds, not the gunslingers playing five-finger fillet. Not even the bartender living here against his will because no one else could mix a proper drink. But little did he know the stranger was the one person who could liberate them all, if he could just look past her face.
I won't do as much talking while the audio is playing unless it's just a song.
Give me a shot of whiskey and leave the bottle.
Coming right up, ma'am. You new in town?
Yeah, I heard you got trouble with some outlaws.
That's putting it mildly. But there's nothing anyone can do about it now.
Where's the sheriff?
If you mean the man with the badge, he's in his office. But the badge doesn't mean much when the guy wearing it shot the previous owner dead.
Sounds to me like you could use some help. Maybe even a new sheriff.
I'm sorry, lady, but you're wasting your time. This town is beyond saving. You know how I know? Because
you know?
every day some gunslinger comes riding through here, talking about how they're gonna clean this place up. And every single one gets strung up and fed to the crows.
And your point being?
I'd hate to see that pretty face of yours added to the list.
That's not how I make my living.
It doesn't matter how fast you are with that gun. They've got numbers, and they don't fight fair.
Well, good, because my hands aren't that fast anyway. But that doesn't mean I'm dirty.
Some of you aren't fast, and you don't fight dirty. Sounds to me like I'm wasting that bottle on a corpse.
Don't worry. In about a week, I'll be the only one left to pay their tab.
You know, you do a lot of talking, but believe me when I say it's nothing I haven't heard before. The fact remains, there's more than 20 of them and one.
There's ways to even the odds.
And how are
How's
you
that
going
for
to
trick
do
shooting?
I don't know yet. But if you want to help, you can start by telling me about the outlaws who run this place. I want to know where they eat, where they piss, who they sleep with and where. Starting with the men at the card table.
The old bartender told her what she needed to know, even though part of him felt like he was sending her to her grave. In response, the stranger simply nodded her head, confident in the fact that while her hands were slow, her aim was true. But more than that, she knew she was willing to dirty her hands far more than she let on. And it started the day she picked up that gun. To the stranger, the gun was the great equalizer. A necessary evil for someone born of the fairer sex. What did that word even mean? Fair. Life had never been fair to her. In fact, it spent every day of her childhood finding new and inventive ways to express its cruelty. None more so than the day her brother died. So when she found a way to tip the scales, to bring balance to an unjust world, there was nothing dirty or unfair about it.
Who's the leader?
That would be the sheriff I mentioned earlier. You won't get to him as easily as the others. He doesn't have a routine, and he keeps 2 bodyguards with him at all times. But he does have a weakness, if you can call it that. A flair for the dramatic.
So he likes putting on a show. High noon, guns and holsters, all that.
That's right. But like I said, you can't really call it a weakness, because he's such a quick draw. Faster than anyone I've ever seen. And if you're as slow as you say...
Let me worry about that. Tell the Undertaker he can expect 17 bodies by the weekend. The bodyguards will surrender after I kill the sheriff. The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
True to her word, it took her less than a week to get rid of most of the outlaws. They'd find themselves dead at their usual habits, at the same spots the bartender had mentioned to the stranger that lonely night at the saloon. But as the bodies piled up, the outlaws got angry. The sheriff, feeling desperate for the first time in his long, unbreakable tenure, gathered up everyone in town for a mass execution. There would be hell to pay, even if he didn't know who was With the risk of innocent lives being put to the noose, the stranger could no longer hide behind the fairness of her sex. She stepped forward and confessed to the killings, knowing damn well she wouldn't be believed. But she also knew it would give her an opportunity to prove it, and in the end, that's what she was aiming for. A chance to go mano a mano with the sheriff himself. The duel was set for high noon the next day, and the stranger made sure to keep her appointment. They would stand a good 60 paces apart, hands shadowing their holsters as the long hand crept ever closer to the top of the hour. And when that journey came to an end, she knew the sheriff would be the faster draw, and his bullet would hit her first. She also knew that if that bullet didn't kill her, it needed one shot to drop the man who killed her brother, to bring the balance she spent her entire life searching for. So when the clock struck 12 and the sheriff's bullet ripped through her shoulder, she didn't flinch. Her face was solid, her hands were steady, her aim true. The stranger left the town the next night, but not before paying her tab and giving the bartender a generous tip. The bartender asked her to stay, and before she said no, he asked her for a favor instead. He figured the town was finally worthy of a name. What better name to give it than that of its savior? The stranger refused to give one, so the town went on nameless for a time. But from that day forward, travelers who roamed the deadlands found this sanctuary, a place where weary folk could find a shot of whiskey, a hot bath, and a warm bed. All they needed to do was look for the sign outside the door, saying no uncertain terms, strangers welcome.
Hey, toss anything you can't haul my way.
I'm fine, Nick. For now. That's strange. I didn't turn off the radio.
again.
Oh, there's a copyright strike right there. Ooh, nice. When you want to burn up ghouls, that is, but still.
I'm as tried and as gay as the daisy in May, a cliche coming true. I'm romantic and bright as a moon, happy night, pouring light on the dew. I'm as corny as Kansas in August, high as a flag on the 4th of July. If you'll
Okay, where in the hell?
expression I use, I'm
There it
in
is.
love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love.
Gotcha. Lots of bugle.
Smart little
Lots of
girl
bugle.
with no heart, I have found me a wonderful guy. I'm as tried and as gay as a daisy in May, a cliche coming true. I'm romantic and bright as a moon, happy night, pouring light on the dew. I'm as corny as Kansas in August, high as a flag on the 4th of July. If you'll excuse an expression, I'm in love with a wonderful guy.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
They say the best cigars come from Cuba. But do you know who else smoked Cuban cigars? Joseph Stalin, Fidel Castro, and Benedict Arnold. Which means Cuban cigars are the preferred choice of communists and traitors. But if you want a great cigar that's made in America, there's only one brand that does the job. San Francisco Sunlights. Light up a cigar and light up your life.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music. Atomic Radio.
So, John, got any plans tonight?
None that involve you.
Why not? We could catch a movie.
No offense, but going to the movies with you is like watching paint dry.
That doesn't make any sense. Going to a movie isn't like watching anything but the movie.
Makes perfect sense. I go to a movie, you sit next to me, and now I'm bored.
What if I randomly sat next to you? How would you even know I was there?
How else? Because there'd be paint on the screen. Nothing but drying paint. And as soon as I saw the paint, I say to myself, gee, I bet I know who that is sitting next to me. Why, it's my old pal Jeffrey.
But have you ever seen paint dry? It's not as dull as you think.
Of course it is. It's paint. It dries. End of story.
Well, let me ask you this. Which part dries first? The top or the bottom?
Huh. Now that's a good question. I guess I don't know.
So you admit it's kind of interesting.
Maybe. What's your point?
My point is, stop being an insufferable arse and let's go watch a movie.
Atomic Radio. Alright, we finished that quest.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Did you know that 4 out of 5 doctors prefer smoking Big Boss cigarettes to any other brand? That's because Big Boss is made from all-natural tobacco toasted to perfection by real Apache Indians straight from the reservation.
Hell, we got
In
enemies
fact,
out
medical
here.
studies
Damn it.
prove that Big Boss cigarettes are the smoothest, freshest cigarette money can buy and are a leading cause of good health, general well-being, and an active sex life. So what are you waiting for?
I was hoping
Try
not
a
to
pack
deal
of
with
Big
this.
Boss cigarettes today.
And now... found the best radio station in all of Boston. Atomic Radio.
And now, an important public service announcement.
Man, this park really needs cleaning up. It's hard to run and play with the field in such bad shape. And that's not even counting all the litter.
Hey, kid. I'm not litter. I'm a bill.
You're a what now?
A bill to clean up this very park. Before that, I was an idea, pulled right out from your bottom. Thanks for not wiping, by the way. Anyways, kid, the point is, if you take me to Capitol Hill, I can someday become a law.
How do we make you a law?
Well, it takes a majority vote, usually. Thing is, a lot of voters don't have a reason to want to clean up your park. So, you gotta convince them.
How do we do that?
Easy. We just change up some of my words so I appeal to more people. Like instead of me saying, let's clean up the park, what if I said, let's clean up the park by building a cigarette factory on top of it, and then gave the money to our good friends at Grey Tortoise to build it?
But that's not what I asked for at all. I want the park to be clean so I can run and play.
Don't worry, we'll also add a provision that lets companies advertise in schools. And once you've tasted all the premium tobacco found in every Grey Tortoise
I'm gonna run some diagnostics
your lungs
while
will
you
be
think
too
of
damaged to want to do exercise of any kind.
time.
I don't know, Bill. That doesn't sound very fun.
Oh, so
Ain't
you're just
looking
gonna
for trouble,
let me die?
Die?
That's right. If I don't get past, kid, I die on the house floor. And you know what that makes you? A murderer.
Oh no, what have I done?
Nothing yet. That's why it's so important that we add the right language so I get passed. And remember, we're gonna need to sway not just the House and the Senate, but also the President.
Really? What does he want?
Does it matter? You want your cigarette factory built, don't you? Well, we'll need to pull a few extra strings to get it. But I think some new curtains in the White House might go a long way.
And maybe a new bike for me?
Now you're getting it, kid. Now come on, let's go get me past. But how I hope and pray that I will, but today I am still just a bill. He signed your bill, now you're a law.
I love that craziness. They made a mod that is so brilliant that it fits so well in with the game.
And look for the gold in a rainbow.
Oh, where should we put that one? That flamer. I should put something else on top of this. I will.
That lives in the heart of a bluebird.
There we go.
Find happy time. Though things may look very dark, your dream is not in vain. For when do you find the rainbow? Only after rain.
108. It's a single shot.
On the moon, and someday it may be tomorrow. You will suddenly hear chimes.
It's a hell of a lot better than the one we got. So where is it at? That's a 102? It's still a 5. Oh, it's 556. There's a 556. That's also 556. 115 though. Okay. So we got one that's better.
So wish on the moon, and someday
my inventory is a
Now, a
mess.
message from our sponsors.
Do you want a man for president who's seasoned through and through, but not so doggone seasoned that he won't try something new? A man who's old enough to know and young enough to do. Well, it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you. Do you like a man who answers straight, a man who's always fair? We'll measure him against the others, and when you compare, you cast your vote for Kennedy and a change that's overdue. So we...
Oh, damn. It actually interrupted it. Can't blame them any mod. Fallout 4 has done that consistently, even on console. Sometimes the audio will keep playing when you zone, sometimes it won't. But, oh well. A little presidential commercial for you. You gonna vote Kennedy? I don't know what Kennedy that would be by 2046, 2040, whatever. We will probably not go into the club.
We're on the air from Bristol to Beantown. This is Atomic Radio.
REI Motion Pictures presents The Maltese Mutant, a hard-boiled detective story about crime, murder, and the pursuit of justice. Our story begins in an old bar in the shadows of Gotham, where crime is rampant and corruption even more so. But somewhere in the stink of backroom deals and cheap cigars, our detective catches a whiff of something familiar. A lead!
You the man they call the Nose?
Now, is that any way to address a gentleman?
I asked you a question, Pops.
And I mean to answer it, all in due time. But first, I want you to sit down, detective. Have a drink.
I prefer to stand.
You're a clarity. If I tell you to use the toilet, you drop one right in your pants. You can stand if you wish, but I'll have you know I don't
Coast looks clear.
drink.
Why is that?
Because I believe alcohol is the only thing that makes a man honest. Also, if I need to make a run for it, it would help if your knees were wobbly.
Fine, but I don't drink brandy.
And why is that?
Brandy is my ex-wife's name, and now you've made me depressed. So before I walk out that door and cry myself to sleep, you're going to tell me, are you the Nose or not?
I am...
What a waste of a
Well, my partner, the inspector, said you had some information for me.
I do. It's all on this bar napkin here, as well as the stack of napkins next to it.
It's got to be like 100 napkins. You're writing a novel, Nose?
Yes, a crime novel, although some might call it a confession. Also, you're going to have to sort them. The order was lost when I dropped them. Clumsy fingers, you see. A side effect of too much brandy.
Too much brandy would mess with any man's head. Believe me, I know. But all right, I'll read your shitty novel. But it better not have any red herrings. As a detective, I find them to be pointless plot devices.
I assure you, there are no red herrings in this tale. Mutants, yes. But herrings, no.
Glad to hear it.
And did your partner tell you I wanted something in exchange?
He mentioned something to that effect. What do you want exactly?
Well, it's regarding that case you worked last year, about the dead girl in the park. Is it true you were suspended?
That's right. For contaminating the crime scene. Taking out and tossing my cigarettes on the body. Something about forensics or some other egghead bullshit. And I told him a real detective doesn't need science to solve crimes. He needs a shot of whiskey, a dame in his arms, and window blinds to let the shadows scatter across his face when he kisses her.
I see. And is it also true you touched the murder weapon without even using your gloves?
Sure, I had to get a feel for it. Get in the murderer's head, so to speak. Then the chief threw a fit. Said everything I did was against the rules. When I told him where to stick his rules, he suspended me without pay.
If you're suspended without pay, what do you do for money?
I don't do anything. That's why I'm going to need you to pay for this drink.
Don't touch that dial. You found the best radio station in Boston. Atomic Radio.
last left our detective, he had received a book courtesy of the mysterious man known only as the Nose. As our hero combed through this poorly written novel, he realized that the book itself was a lead. A guide to finding a coveted artifact known as the Maltese Mutant. He was about to set out on a journey to recover the piece when a knock came at his door.
Hello, Brandy.
Hello, Detective.
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be busy teaching some private eye how to whistle?
Like I've always said, Detective, it's not that hard. You just put your lips together and blow.
I already knew that, long before I ever met you.
Do you? I've never actually seen you do it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. If you want, we can practice in front of the mirror and...
I know how to whistle, damn it.
My. It looks like I struck a nerve.
I'm just tired of dealing with all you femme fatales. You know what that means, right? I looked it up in the dictionary.
I'm sure you did.
It says right here, an attractive and seductive woman who brings disaster to any man that touches her. Disaster, Brandy. That's Webster's words, not mine.
Sounds like Webster has a bone to pick. That's hardly an accurate description of our relationship.
I don't know, it sounds pretty spot on to me. As far as I'm concerned, the only thing that's missing is your picture. Now what do you want?
Straight to business, then. All right. You ever hear of the Maltese Mutant?
Maybe. What's it got to do with you?
A friend of mine wants it, and he's willing to pay handsomely.
This friend, he wouldn't happen to be your bookie, would he?
Oh, Detective. You don't know well I did gambling years ago.
Why is that?
I made a bad bet on a certain detective. You never did find out who killed my sister, did you?
I would have if the chief didn't suspend me for insubordination. Seems like I got a knack for that sort of thing.
What if I were to pay you directly? You think you can find the guy who did her in?
Of course, but I don't work in what ifs, sweetheart. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts.
Got it.
Well, I forget how the saying goes, but the point is, children are too stupid to know you have to pay for candy. That's what justice requires, sugar. Cold, hard cash.
And what do you think I'm gonna sell the Maltese Mutant for? Nuts? Really, Detective? I'm beginning to wonder if you're losing your edge.
I'm the same damn man I was when we met. I can whistle just as good as anybody else.
Can you? Prove it then. Whistle for me, Detective. It doesn't have to be a good one. I'll sell for a gust of hot air.
Later. First I've got to track down this mutant.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
After a brief interruption with his ex-wife Brandy, our hero continues his search for the Maltese Mutant, an ancient artifact
Oh,
that is
shit.
worth billions on the black market. The search brings him to a private boat named Destiny, where that very thing awaits him.
Brandy, what are you doing here? I thought we agreed I was the one who'd find the mutant.
You don't get it, do you? There is no mutant. I was the one who wrote that novel. And if you actually read it to the end, you'd know I bought you out here to kill you.
In my defense, the novel was terrible. No sane man would have made it past chapter 3. Now put the gun down. You don't know what you're doing.
Screw you, Detective. You didn't think I'd let you kill my sister and get away with it, did you?
I don't know what you're talking about, Brandy. In fact, I think you're full of yourself. By that, I mean full of brandy, the alcohol.
I know what you mean. God, stop explaining things when you don't have to. I've always hated that about you.
I can't help it. I'm a detective. Exposition's in my blood.
Something
If you're
out
wrong about me, I didn't kill your sister.
Then why were your fingerprints all over the murder weapon? That's right. I have a friend at the station, and he showed me.
You got it all wrong, Dame. Yeah, my prints were there, but that's because I picked it up at the crime scene.
And why on earth would you do that?
Like I told your pal, the Nose. I needed to get a feel for what the murderer was thinking.
You expect me to believe that? What kind of idiot would deliberately put his prints on the murder weapon?
A detective, Brandy. Not one of those phony types they got working the cases now. The real kind who can solve a crime based on feel. The kind who can get into a killer's head. And right now, I'm in yours.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I know you. I knew it from the day I picked up that knife and all those feminine hormones started flooding my brain.
I would never kill my sister. I loved her.
Not you, Brandy, but the other you. You never realized there were two of you in that brain, did you? Multiple personalities, triggered only by drinking the one drink that bore your name. But I did, and that's the Brandy I broke up with.
So, you finally figured it out. You know I killed her. Then you also know I have to pin the murder on someone else. And who better than you?
Oh, you
You
bastard.
can think of at least 6 other people, Brandy, but it doesn't matter. You think you're in control, but I know my wife's in there. And those are her fingers on the trigger, too. She'd never pull them. Brandy, what have you done?
You were right, Detective. I couldn't kill you. But I could still kill her.
Hold on. I'll find you a doctor.
It's too late for that now. But if you could do one thing for me.
Anything, sweetheart.
Whistle for me, detective. Just once, before I go.
You know damn well I can't. I have no idea how people do it. It's like some kind of alien trick.
Maybe you could try with your fingers or something.
Yeah, maybe.
You'll get the hang of it.
Yeah, sure I will.
Goodbye, detective.
Goodbye, Brandy.
Goodbye, detective. Goodbye, Brandy. Where are you? I wouldn't have killed him, but he was mutated. I mean, he is legendary, so I had to kill him. We're going the wrong direction. We have to go south. Can't go across the water, so we're going to have to go south. Actually, southwest. Figure out how to get past this point. That's the wrong way. Southwest, I said. Smiling Larry?
Excuse me.
You looking to trade?
Yes.
Something's out there.
Where?
Yeah, 1 second, gone the next. Who moves that fast? Hi. You look like someone wants to do some trading.
What the?
Just when I thought we were getting along.
Now maybe I can do this damn trading.
You looking to trade? Smiling Larry's got what you want.
I want to get away from the rads first. Damn it.
Hey there.
You look like someone wants to do some trading.
Let's trade.
Smiling Larry has what you need, guaranteed.
Smiling Larry has what you need, guaranteed. Not seeing them much.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
After a hard day's work, nothing beats a night at the pub.
What if I won to lottery? Wouldn't that be better?
Well, technically yes, but what are your chances of winning that? I'd say you'd have more luck convincing a pastor to steal.
But you got to play to win. You know, I can't do that if I'm too busy drinking.
Oh, for Christ's sake, somebody in my door, lad!
Billy? And what?
I don't give my endorsement to just any old pub, you know.
To the Shamrock Tap House you want. Authentic Irish beer, daily drink specials, the finest domestic and European beer, whiskey and
Anything
liquors on the
useful?
raft.
Oh, you mean to Shamrock Tap House? I like that place.
Of course you do, you practically live there. So come on down to the Shamrock for good times, good friends and great deals. You can bet your pint me and O'Brien will be there too.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
What's the matter, John? You look a little blue.
What do you mean I look blue?
I mean what I mean. You look blue.
So you're saying I look sunny? Like the sky?
No, the opposite. I'd say your mind's a little cloudy.
So you're saying I look gray? Personally, I'd say I look a little green.
That don't follow you. Are you saying you're green in the gills? Green with envy?
Nah, like I'm about to puke. Probably from looking at your mug all day.
Look, blue, grey or green, the point is you don't look well. Is something wrong?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there is. I just found out my best friend is colorblind.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Food scientists and inquiring minds want to know, what makes cram so delicious? Let's ask Sam Smith over at the Bugle. Well, I'm afraid I don't have an answer. According to my method, it's some kind of pink meat. All signs would point to a pig being the culprit, but I've tried pork, and it doesn't taste half as good as cram. Well, Sam, I suppose the mystery continues. Why don't we ask a local housewife, Lynn Beasley, what she thinks?
You want to know what's inside cram? To be honest, I have no idea. I'm just glad it saves me time, and the children love it.
But aren't you worried about the nutritional contents?
I never thought about that. Is it unhealthy?
Of course not. Cram uses all natural ingredients that are then processed and filled with preservatives to ensure lasting flavor. You see, even Mother Nature needs a little help in the kitchen every now and then. While we may never know what's inside a box of cram, I think we can all agree that the taste is no mystery. Cram. It's good.
Someone's coming.
And
That's
now,
fine.
the music.
are listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
Alright, we're gonna have to go in there now.
I never did leave my sister. And how could I? Her penchant for lying was downright pathological. I remember when we were 8. She convinced the neighborhood boys that Manta Man was her second cousin.
We'll be taking that.
She'd show them a toy gun. Call it the Manta
Oh shit, what the hell is that?
Conjure up the most convoluted explanations for why it didn't work. She even convinced our father that the school required her to have her own terminal to turn in. Sure enough, a week later, the men from Robco showed up at our door. I wasn't even jealous. All I could do is marvel
Hope it's the
at what
last
my
of them.
sister had wrought. She could weave a story of that there was no question. She would close every plot hole and have an answer for every doubt. All she needed from her audience was just a sliver of bent truth, a tiny suspension of disbelief to pull you in. So when she told me about the horror that lived inside that terminal, of course I dismissed it. It was my sister after all. I knew her better than anyone. Oh, she kept at it. She knew quite well that I was immune to her wild fits of fancy, and it would take more than a good story to make me believe. Naturally, she had no real proof. It was always at the dead of night, never when anyone else was around. The terminal would turn itself on
Go ahead.
and type these strange cryptic messages. She couldn't tell me what it said because she didn't understand the words. But then there was the other side of it, the ever-bending truth that lay in the content of those messages. She would scribble them down every night until she had notebooks full of what she believed to be an ancient and unknown language. She was committed to this lie, that much was for sure. So committed, in fact, that I could hear her in the dead of night, typing and scribbling. She became distant, aloof, to the point that I had to struggle to maintain my disbelief. Yet the day she disappeared, I was sure it was another hoax. I knew that the moment I believed her, the second I gave in, she would show up at the door and proclaim she'd got the better of me. But she never did. Even now, when I sleep in her room, listening to her terminal type, I find it all too hard to believe. How can I? Because if this translation is correct, what it says is true, then there's nothing I can do to save her.
Nice loot. No, you
And
won't.
now, a word
You're
from
too
our
dumb.
sponsors.
You're just about out of gas, but the nearest Red Rocket is miles away. What do you do?
Oh, it makes no difference. Just fill me up with the high-octane gas. Same with Red Rocket Premium.
Wrong! Don't make the octane mistake. There are 21 megatane ratings that go
You
into
building a
every gallon of
collection or
gas.
something?
Red Rocket rates the highest in 20 of 21 categories not tainted by European metrics. And the higher your megatane rating, the better your motor will run. Sure, you won't notice the difference, but your car will feel younger, last longer, and have enough energy to keep you warm on those cold winter nights.
Hey, Daddy, wanna go for a ride?
Red Rocket gasoline, because she's worth it.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
A noise. Gotcha. Yeah, we're running out of room. Nick is full. We're running into a lot more legendary. Where in the
Quite
hell
a
is-
store you've got here. Well, I do what I can. One man's junk is another man's treasure and all that. Yeah. Say, let me ask you something. Where's the best place to stay here in town? Why, that would be the Statesman Hotel, just across the street. And what if I was a Nazi? What? If I was a Nazi, what would be the best hotel to stay in? Why would you want to know
There
that?
he is.
Because I'm tracking one. If I was tracking a God-fearing American, I'd stay in the Statesman. But I'm not, am I? I'm looking for a Nazi man, and he's probably staying at a Nazi hotel. Well, that would probably be the Waldorf on 22nd. Thank you, sir.
Damn
And
it.
God bless America. Mein Gott, it's you. It's really you. Yes, it's me. How did you know I was alive?
I heard rumors. Ghost Philly, hinting that you'd made a life here. But why Washington, of all places?
Why not? It's the perfect cover. Who'd have thought that I, the notorious son of Hitler, would be marrying the president's daughter?
That's a little bold, don't you think? There will be much public exposure.
Yes. Imagine their surprise when they also find out I'm having an affair with her mother, the First Lady.
But what if someone recognizes you? You can at least shave the mustache.
The mustache is a family heirloom.
But it's a Hitler mustache.
It's a Howard mustache now. But yes, it'll be a Hitler mustache soon enough, when I give the order to invade.
Is what they're saying true, Howard?
Yes, Loretta, it's true. I'm the son of Hitler.
What?
Wait, that's not what you're here for. What's this all about?
It's about your affair with my mother. But suddenly, that doesn't seem all that important.
So what happens now? Are you going to turn me in? Your own fiancé, the father of your half-sister!
Well, if you put it that way, then.
Yes.
Yes.
Fine. Call whatever passes for a Gestapo in this country. But know this. I'm the son of one of the greatest military tacticians in the history of mankind. You'll never catch me alive! So you caught him alive? Yep. And he was really staying at the Waldorf? Nope. The Statesman. The last place anyone would look. Smart. So how did you catch him? Easy. I looked everywhere else first. And when I was done doing that, I got a phone call from his fiancée.
Hey.
Telling
There's
me
something
the
you need?
number of his hotel room. How about that? You're a real sleuth. You know that? Of course. But I'm an American first.
These audio bits are so crazy, I love them to death. thinking I got enough normal metal. Since combat armor is coming in now.
In the heart of a bluebird, and you'll find happy though things may look very dark, your dream is not in vain. For when
And I'm still too heavy.
only after rain, so wish on the moon, and someday it may be tomorrow.
Ooh, he's got a powerful receiver.
Suddenly hear chimes,
Oh,
and
tough
you'll
decision.
have
I
your
will
happy
scrap it.
thoughts.
That's such pretty graphics right there. Ooh, that one's new.
So wish on the moon, and someday it may be tomorrow. You will suddenly hear chimes, and you'll have your happy time.
And now, a message from our sponsors.
Damn, still not
Remember
enough.
that time you tried to bake the perfect cake for your husband?
I
And
don't have a
remember how
husband.
the grocer didn't have the strawberries he liked, so you ended up topping it with cherries instead? And remember how you forgot he was allergic to cherries and he ended up hospitalized for over a week?
Oops.
Well, that was some disaster. But it wasn't your fault. It was the fault of your grocer. That's why we recommend you shop at Super Duper Mart. Our shelves are always stocked with the freshest fruits and vegetables, as well as all the ingredients you need to bake a cake or cook your next meal. That's because, as your grocer, we feel responsible for the health and well-being of your family, almost as if we were a part of it. Of course, the Super Duper Mart isn't just a grocer. From food to electronics, gardening supplies to home decor, Super Duper Mart has it all, and now you can too. Super Duper Mart, for all your shopping needs.
All of your shopping needs. Super Duper Mart. Best thing is to say the blue light sales right now.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
Coming to a theater near you, it's Teenagers from Outer Space. It's a horror movie 1,000 times more terrifying than anything you've ever seen. High on hormones, deliriously full of drugs, these teens are on a ray gun rampage you won't believe. Just who do you think you are anyway?
I'm a teenager from space.
Watch as legions of irresponsible young adults terrorize this small town with one hormone-induced gambit after another.
What is it, Danny? What's got you so terrified?
Marge, statistics say there's nothing more dangerous than a teenager behind the wheel. Now, imagine that teenager behind the wheel of a flying saucer.
Oh my God! We have to do something.
We can't do anything. Don't you see? The insurance policies won't cover it.
Will Danny and Marge survive this invasion? Will they keep their teenage summer from falling in love with her reckless alien captors? Find out in this one-of-a-kind motion picture event, Teenagers from Outer Space.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Forgot weapons.
This is Fred Barnes speaking for Blemco, a division of National Dairy Products Corporation. Blemco, for good food and good food ideas. And now I present to you the smoothest, tastiest macaroni and cheese you can buy. The butter and cheese is golden whipped by a special Blemco process that leaves it lighter than a cloud. Look at how Jim here spreads a generous portion over his Frankfurter. This is his third helping, and he's yet to reach for that antacid bottle. Despite having stomach problems, there's no fear of the runs here, not with Blemco flowing through his colon. And believe me when I say, it tastes even better than it sounds. Mac and cheese, the light, tasty dinner in a box, made by Blemco.
And now, some music.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
And now, some history. On this date in 1951, Rocky Marciano took on the Brown Bomber, Joe Louis, in a matchup of two of the sport's greatest titans. Few knew it at the time, however, as Louis was nearing the end of his career, and Rocky was merely starting it. Such is the whimsy of time that the two would never meet at their respective peaks.
Sam, it looked like you had the bomber doing the turkey trot out there like it's 2 days before Thanksgiving. How long before you realized that goose was cooked?
Joe Louis is a great champion and a great man. I have nothing but respect for him. It's just my time.
So what's next for you, champ? Are you going to get a shot at the title? Because the way I see it, you got fire in those hands, and Jersey Joe's sweating gasoline.
Well, I still have a few more fights before I can get a title shot. But I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Marciano would go on to win those fights and every fight after, finishing his career at 49-0 with 43 knockouts. But on that night, it was about two legends going on separate paths, but occupying the same ring. On this date in 1951.
Probably already got a gamma gun in here, but we'll throw it in there anyways. I'll be happy just to make it to the damn castle. Hope you're enjoying the atomic radio.
A word from our sponsors.
In business, she's pleasant to have around. In public, she's the life of the party. In private, that special young man thinks she's perfection. But what he doesn't know is she wasn't always this way. That's right. She's who she is because she's smart. She uses the Laser Grafter Home Plastic Surgery Kit for that natural, seamless beauty. Laser Grafter, the industry leader in new age cosmetics.
Firework.
You found the best radio station in all of Boston. Atomic Radio.
What's that?
What did Dispatch say? You won't believe it, but someone spotted something flying over Drumlin Diner. In this weather? Gotta be a prank. Well, we better check it out all the same.
Evening, Troopers. How can I help you?
Just got a few questions if you don't mind. Is anyone suspicious coming to the diner in the past hour?
No, just the folks you see here. all got off the bus from Topeka.
Is that so? You, in the hat. Are you the bus driver?
That's right.
How many passengers were on the bus when you stopped here?
6. You sure about that, Chief? Oh yeah, I go ahead and count whenever we stop, just to make sure we don't leave anyone behind. And 6 people got off the bus.
Then how come there's 7 people in this diner?
7? But that can't be. The road's been blocked off for hours.
Hey, now, calm down. I'm sure there's a logical explanation for it. Perhaps if you told us what all this was about, officer, it might help clear things up.
If you must know, we were called here because someone saw something flying overhead. An unidentified flying object. A UFO. Which means one of you is an alien.
Now you're pulling my leg.
I'm afraid not, ma'am.
Oh my god, you're serious? I'm sorry, but there's gotta be another reason.
I doubt it. It's like the bus driver said. There were only 6 passengers, and there's 7 people here. Or should I say, 6 people and 1 Martian.
That's outrageous.
Is it? Or is that what the Martians want you to think?
So, what are we gonna do, Sheriff? We can't just lock them all up.
Well, as far as I know, there's only one way to tell if someone's human or not. We'll ask them questions. Things only a human being would know. Like football. You, in a suit. Who plays middle linebacker for the Bears?
I don't know. I'm more of a tennis fan.
Peel off his flesh, deputy. I think you'll find his real face under it.
Wait, what? Why?
No self-respecting man would ever admit to liking tennis.
No, please! You're making a mistake!
Did you put the body in the truck? The boys in D.C. are gonna want to dissect that thing.
I did, but something's been bugging me the way this all went down.
Speak your mind, deputy.
Well, I was thinking, when you counted 7 people in the diner, did you count the bus driver?
Of course.
But if there's 6 passengers and 1 driver, doesn't that make 7? Maybe there wasn't a Martian in there after
I think
all.
you forgot to carry the 1. Either way, I wouldn't worry about it. Intergalactic affairs are out of our jurisdiction.
But Sheriff...
No buts about it, deputy. It's the Pentagon's problem now. Now come on. It's been a long night. Let me treat you to some breakfast.
That's enough to get a super mutant hammered.
No door, damn it.
Maybe. Those walls could definitely use some work.
I'll admit, it's seen better days. But the Minutemen have never been afraid of hard work. Our primary objective is to clear the courtyard. That's where we should see the most opposition. The wall on this side is the most exposed. But if we circle around south, we could also reach the main gate.
What are we waiting for? Let's just get in there and shoot those lobsters.
No. If we split up, we can flank them from both sides. It'll be like shooting fish in a barrel.
Why not let them come to us? We set up a firing line on this side, and you can draw them out.
Well, General, what do you think?
It works wonders.
I could do not ready yet.
The best in talk, sports, drama, and music.
I'm not ready to make a call yet.
Sure, take another look around. If you get into trouble, we've got your back. But it's better if we go in with a plan.
Tonight we have a special guest.
Now where the hell's
self-proclaimed ring-a-ding king, Jimmy Swank. How you doing, Jimmy? Is it Jimmy or James?
Why don't you just call me Dr. Swank?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware you practiced medicine.
I don't, but that's what I told my mother, so it's best if you play along. She doesn't know about this whole rock and roll thing.
They didn't tell me you were funny.
I wasn't joking.
I see. Moving on to other topics, is it true your first album sold 1 million records?
That's what they tell me. I think they're trying to temper expectations, though, for the next album. My internal expectations have my sales in the neighborhood of 1 billion.
I don't know, Jimmy. There's only 500 million people in America.
You're not counting repeat purchases. I like the Maltese Mutant so much, I saw it 3 times in the theater. And my album was twice as good as that film.
But a film's different than a record, isn't it? I don't need to buy another copy to play it again, do I?
That's where you're mistaken. My records are very fragile. They're designed to break after one listen.
Well, that doesn't sound like very good business practice. I think it might even be illegal.
The law doesn't apply to celebrities, Frank. You would know that if your ratings were better.
Well, hopefully having you on will help with that. But that's all the time we have for today. Tune in next week when we interview the voice of Sugar Bombs himself, Boom Boom, the cereal-loving grenade. Only on the Atomic Hour.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and do this.
Are you afraid of losing your path? If you're a Frumberton shopper, you should be. That's because Frumberton's is the leading department store for housewives, computer engineers, and sanitation workers. But ask yourself this, is that what your husband really wants? A woman who works all day and smells like garbage? Probably not. Meanwhile, actresses, showgirls, bikini models prefer Fallon's to all other department stores. And you can see why. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But not if the beholder wears fashion by Frumberton. Shop at Fallon's, and the only supermodel your man will ever want.
Let's talk about the battle plan.
What are we waiting for? Let's just get in there and shoot those lobsters.
No. If we split up, we can flank them from both sides. It'll be like shooting fish in a barrel.
Why not let them come to us? We set up a firing line on this side, and you can draw them out.
Well, General, what do you think?
Draw them
Set
out.
up a firing line, and I'll draw them out.
Sounds good. We'll hold back and wait for them to come to us. Just don't get yourself trapped in there. All right, people. You heard the General. Let's move out. Try not to draw their attention until we're in position.
That's good shooting right there.
Doing them much good at this point.
Damn. Looks open and fire. Guess my good karma's paying
One last.
It looks that way.
Let me tell you the story.
Here's how we're gonna play this. You hold
He's a
here in
good,
the courtyard
clean
and take care of
from a
any
loving
eggs you
family.
find. The general and
But
I will
Marvin
clear the
has a
walls.
weakness.
Yes, sir.
Let's do
He
this,
wants to
general.
fit in with the other boys at school. And unfortunately, some of them are very,
Aye.
very
We need
bad.
to focus on taking the castle back.
When one of them offers Smith marijuana cigarettes, Marvin is so desperate to be included that he'll smoke 5, 10, or 20 times the average delinquent, even if it kills him. And this time, it just might. Several hours after his first joint, Marvin's drug addict brain has hit on a clever idea for opening bottles. What if instead of using bottle caps, he simply smashed the top? Broken bottle in hand, Marvin continues to drink, at no point realizing that shards of glass have severed his tongue. While blissfully unaware of his impending death, Marvin has another idea. Bottle caps no longer being used by soda companies. What if they could be used as a currency? He posits that a fixed, controlled supply of currency will safeguard against the perils of emergency and provide the foundation for a stable economy. The idea never gains traction, however, as Marvin can no longer communicate in words without choking on his own blood. Marvin's story is not a new one. It could happen to you, to your children, or a family friend. That's why it's important to talk to your kids about the dangers of illegal narcotics and steer them towards safer alternatives, such as alcohol and tobacco.
All right.
Their health and well-being is at stake.
Good.
Now, which one?
Let's do this. Got company.
No, not that one. It's got to be this one. Undercover. Ah. Of course, I'm saying booby traps for the queen. Well, here's hoping it works.
Worry, 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 love is passing me by. Worry, 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 I'm so painfully shy. Of the guys get all the kisses.
Oh, we lost a minute, man.
Worry, 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 woe is me. Baby, 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 I'm a fool about love. Maybe, maybe I should go to school about love. When it comes to me.
voice down. You can't support a monarchy in this day and age. The neighbors might think we're anti-American.
Oh, sugar case. The Radiation King isn't a monarch. He's just the king of electronics.
They have a king for that?
Well, when you offer 3 different types of TV sets, as well as ham radios and jukeboxes at rock-bottom prices, there's no title more appropriate.
But what does radiation have to do with electronics?
You'll just have to read the caution label for that. Let's just say, the next time you need an x-ray, you might not need to go to the doctor. We can just use the big screen.
A big screen? Do you mean it?
Oh yes, I'm talking 16 inches. We might not even have enough space, but we'll have more than enough money, thanks to the Radiation King.
What else you got?
Where's she at? Nick, you're wasting ammo.
The #1 AM station in all of Boston.
Nick.
Lights out for you.
REI Motion Pictures presents The Maltese Mutant, a hard-boiled detective story about crime, murder, and the pursuit of justice. Our story begins in a small bar in the shadows of Gotham, where crime is rampant and corruption even more so. But somewhere in the stink of backroom deals and cheap cigars, our detective catches a whiff of something familiar. A lead.
The man they call the Nose.
Now, is that a way? All of you time. First, I want you to sit down, detective. Have a drink.
I'll be doing
I
the
prefer to
world a
stand.
service.
You're a contrarian is what you are. If I tell you to use well, you drop one right in your pants. You can stand if you wish. But I'll have you know I don't drink.
Why is that?
Because I believe alcohol is the only thing that makes me honest. Also, if I need to make a run for it, it would help if your knees were wobbly.
Fine, but I don't drink brandy.
And why is that, detective?
Brandy is my ex-wife's name, and now you've made me depressed. So before I walk out that door and cry myself to sleep, you're gonna tell me, are you the Nose or not?
I am he.
Well, my partner, the inspector, said you had some information for me.
I do. It's all on this bar napkin here, as well as the stack of napkins next to it.
That's gotta be like 100 napkins. You're writing a novel, Nose?
Yes, a crime novel, although some might call it a confession. Also, you're gonna have
All
to
right.
sort them.
Good work,
The order
Peter.
of love,
But we aren't
rough,
done yet. The General and I are going to have a look at the radio to see what shape it's in. The rest of
Too
it,
much brandy would mess
clear
with any
out
man's
any
head.
remaining
I
mileage
know.
or
But all right, I'll read your shitty novel. But it better not have any red herrings. As a detective, I find them to be pointless plot devices.
I assure you, there are no red herrings in this tale. Mutants, yes, but herrings, no.
Glad to hear it.
And did your partner tell you I wanted something in exchange?
He mentioned something to that effect. What do you want exactly?
Well, it's regarding that case you worked last year, about the dead girl. Is it true you were suspended?
That's right. For contaminating crime scene. Chief chewed me out for tossing my cigarettes on the body. Something about forensics or some other egghead bullshit. And I told him a real detective doesn't need science to solve crimes. He needs a shot of whiskey, a dame in his arms, and window blinds to let the shadows scatter across his face when he
Suffer
kisses her.
damage again.
I see. And is it also true you touched the murder weapon without even using your gloves?
Sure, I had to get a feel for it. Get in the murderer's head, so to speak. Then the chief threw a fit. Said everything I did was against the rules. And when I told him where to stick his rules, he suspended me without pay.
If you're suspended without pay, what do you do for money?
I don't do anything. That's why I'm going to need you to pay for this drink.
Don't touch that dial. You found the best radio station in Boston. Atomic Radio.
When we last left our detective, he had received a book courtesy of the mysterious man
See what
known
you can do with
only
it.
as the Nose.
I'm going to go
As
see
our
what else
hero
is left
combed
around
through
this
his
old place.
poorly written novel, he realized that the book itself was a lead. A guide to finding a coveted artifact known as the Maltese Mutant. He was about to set out on a journey to recover the piece when a knock came at his door.
Hello, Brandy.
Hello, Detective.
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be busy teaching some private eye how to whistle?
Like I've always said, Detective, it's not that hard. You just put your lips together and blow.
I already knew that.
long before I ever met you.
Do you? I've never actually seen you do it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. If you want, we can practice in front of the mirror and...
I know how to whistle, damn it.
My. It looks like I struck a nerve.
I'm just tired of dealing with all you femme fatales. You know what that means, right? I looked it up in the dictionary.
I'm sure you did.
It says right here, an attractive and seductive woman who brings disaster to any man that touches her. Disaster, Brandy. That's Webster's word, not mine.
Sounds like Webster. That's hardly an accurate description of our relationship.
I don't know. It sounds pretty spot on to me. As far as I'm concerned, the only thing that's missing is your picture. Now what do you want?
Straight to business, then. All right. You ever hear of the Maltese mutant?
Maybe. What's it got to do with you?
A friend of mine wants it, and he's willing to pay handsomely.
This friend, he wouldn't happen to be your bookie, would he?
A detective. You know damn well I can
Why is that?
I mean, detective. You never did find out who killed my sister, did you?
I would have been. Coordination. Seems like I got a knack for that sort of thing.
What if I were to pay you directly? You think you can find the guy who did her in?
Oh, I don't work. Bills and butts for candy and nuts. Well, I forget how the saying goes, but the point is, children are too stupid to know you have to pay for candy. That's what justice requires, sugar. Cold hard cash.
And what do you think I'm going to sell the Maltese mutant for? Nuts? Really, detective? I'm beginning to wonder if you're losing your edge.
I'm the same damn man I was when we met. I can whistle just as good as anybody else.
Can you? Prove it then. Whistle for me, detective. It doesn't have to be a good one. I'll sell for a gust of hot air.
Later. First, I've got to track down this mutant.
You're listening to Atomic Radio, the #1 AM station in all of Boston.
Stand corrected.
After a brief interruption with his ex-wife Brandy, our hero continues his search for the Maltese mutant, an ancient artifact said to be worth millions on the black market. The search brings him to a private boat named Destiny, where that very thing awaits him.
Brandy, what are you doing here? I thought we agreed I was the one who'd find the mutant.
You don't get it, do you? I was the one who wrote that novel. Actually read it. You know I bought you out here.
In my defense, the novel was terrible. No sane man would have made it past chapter 3. Now put the gun down. You don't know what you're doing.
Screw you, detective. You didn't think I'd let you kill my sister and get away with it, did you?
I don't know what you're talking about, Brandy. In fact, I think you're full of yourself. And by that I mean full of brandy, the alcohol.
I know what you mean. God, stop explaining things we don't have to. I've always hated that about you.
I can't help it. I'm a detective. Exposition's in my blood. But you're wrong about me. I didn't kill your sister.
Then why were your fingerprints all over the murder weapon? That's right. I have a friend at the station, and he showed me the report.
You got it all wrong, Dame. Yeah, my prints were there, but that's because I picked it up at the crime scene.
And why on earth would you do that?
Like I told your pal, the nose. I needed to get a feel for what the murderer was thinking.
You expect me to believe that? What kind of idiot would deliberately put his prints on the murder weapon?
A detective, Brandy. Not one of those phony types they got working the cases now. The real kind who can solve a crime based on feel. The kind who can get into a killer's head. And right now, I'm in yours.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I know you killed her. I knew it from the day I picked up that knife and all those feminine hormones started flooding my brain.
I would never kill my sister. I loved her.
Not you, Brandy, but the other you. You never realized there were two of you in that brain, did you? Multiple personalities triggered only by drinking the one drink that bore you down. And I did. And that's the Brandy I know.
So, finally figured it out. But if you know I killed her, then you also know I have to pin the murder on someone else. And who better than you, detective?
I can think of at least 6 other people, Brandy, but it doesn't matter. You think you're in control, but I know my wife's in there. And those are her fingers on the trigger, too. She'd never pull them.
We've got to run some power to the transmitter.
You were right, detective. I couldn't kill you. But I could still kill her.
Hold on. I'll find you a doctor.
It's too late for that now. But if you could do one thing for me.
Anything, sweetheart.
Whistle for me, detective. Just once, before I go.
You know damn well I can't. I have no idea how people do it. It's like some kind of alien trick.
Maybe you could try with your fingers or something.
Yeah, maybe.
You'll get the hang of it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will.
Goodbye, detective.
Goodbye, Brandy.
You don't normally repeat. You don't normally repeat so quickly. It's on a random loop. I think that's all of the Mirelurks. Save the eggs because they're good for making omelets. Now the question becomes, can we make In fact, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and call this a night, clean out the raw material, clean out my inventory, stock up with the nuclear material, the aluminum, and then we will go back on the next video and finish off this quest. And we may or may not listen to Atomic Radio again. So until I see y'all again next time, bye-bye.